Hey, shalom, shalom. I'm knocking on Waha Ibar, Shallah, Walakim Latham. Call Shabawai Bahar Khawa Kakshaw Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shama Amath, which is truly, hey, with the Hebrew Israelites coming to you week in and week out through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah to preach to you so called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans, West Indians, Haitians, and Israelite foreigners. Nachamatam Kayahamalat Hashemayim Korah, repent ye, for the kingdom of heaven is at hand. Call Halayim La Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shah Bahasham Rcha HaKodash. Wamashana Kabadim Zukoyim Nawa Wamala Akim Shoy Shalazukoyim Chagarawa Wachasa Washalawam Wabarakim Laha Bacharim Shoha Gawiyash Ashalawam. So all praise to the Most High Yahweh, which means He exists. Bahasham, in the name Yahweh Shai delivers. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Israel, the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, and mercy, peace, and blessings to the elect of the nation of Israel. Shalom, which means peace. So this is an article on CNN. It says 3 Marines who were found dead in a car in North Carolina died from carbon monoxide poisoning, police say. Now, when this first came out, they so-called did like an investigation, stuff like that. They didn't see any evidence of like foul play and stuff like that. It says three Marines who were found dead in a privately owned vehicle parked outside a convenience store in Hampstead, North Carolina, on Sunday died from carbon monoxide poisoning, according to a release from the Pender County Sheriff's Office. Now, they're giving a backstory, you see, but more and more things is going to be happening like this, because you got something called sleeper cells. And I'm going to get the definition. It says sleeper cell, a secretive group or spies or terrorist agents that remain inactive within a target population until ordered to act. You see, so things like that is going to be happening because America, Babylon the Great will be deceived and caught unawares by these other nations. All right, chiefly Russia. I'm going to continue on. It says the North Carolina Office of the Chief Medical Examiner on Wednesday performed autopsies on 3 bodies and determined the deaths consistent due to carbon monoxide poisoning, the release said. On Sunday morning, the sheriff's office received a call regarding a missing person. The release said the caller said her son, a Marine stationed at Camp Lejeune, had failed to arrive on a flight to Oklahoma the night before. Says the woman told law enforcement she had spoken with the supervisor in her son's unit and that someone was en route to Hampstead to see if they could find the missing Marine. Later that morning, the sheriff's office was informed that the missing person, as well as 2 other Marines, had been found dead inside of a vehicle parked at a Speedway convenience store, the release said. All right, things like that's going to be happening. And also, you got Isaiah 19 and verse 3, where it says Egyptian against Egyptian. You see, because the common folks, they're not too happy about how, things are playing out in this country. You see, I'm going to keep going. It says the Marines were identified Tuesday as 19-year-old Lance Corporal Tanner, 23-year-old Lance Corporal Dockery, and 23-year-old Corporal Ivan Garcia, according to a release from the U.S. Marine Corps. Brigadier General Michael E. McWilliams, commanding general of the 2nd Marine Logistics Group, extended his deepest sympathy and condolences to the family, friends, and colleagues of the 3 Marines. Our focus is providing the necessary resources and support to those impacted by their tragic loss as they navigate this extremely difficult time, McWilliams said. Hampstead is about 17 miles northeast of Wilmington and 40 miles south of Camp Lejeune. Pretty much the point I want to get out of this article is going to be a lot more things happening like that because these other countries do have like sleeper cells and things like that. So let's get some precepts. We're gonna start with we'll get Obadiah, Ibadiah. That's how you say it in Hebrew, which Ibadiah means servant of Yahweh. All right, Obadiah 1 and verse 7, it says, all the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border, the men that were at peace with thee. When you're at peace with someone, pretty much you're an ally, showing that you working for a common goal. It says, with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee. How would you deceive? When you send a spy, of something of that nature, like a sleeper cell, that's how one could be deceived. All right, and that's one way that these other countries is going to do. It says, with thee have deceived thee. It says, and prevailed against thee. They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him. All right, and Esau's going to be caught completely unawares. You see, let's get another one. And then they also, that they're setting up strategically, in places like Cuba, the islands, and just places around surrounding, the country. You see, even with like over in Russia, it's like two miles away from the from Alaska. All right, let's get another one. This is Isaiah Yeshaya chapter 33 and verse 1. It says, "Woe to thee that spoilest, and thou wast not spoiled, and dealest treacherously, and they dealt not treacherously with thee." Because you got America, Babylon the Great sends forth spies and stuff like that to these other countries. You see, dealing treacherously, trying to deceive. It says, "When thou shalt cease to spoil, thou shalt be spoiled. And when thou shalt make an end to deal treacherously, they shall deal treacherously with thee." All right, so pretty much destruction to America, Babylon the Great. You see, so how America did these other countries, and in some of them same ways, these other countries are going to do America the same way. You see. Let me get one more precept. This is Ezekiel, also Yahzak Allah, chapter 38 and verse 10. It says, "Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into thy mind, thou shalt think an evil thought. Thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages." Where is this place with unwalled villages? Pretty much the place that's open for the taking. It says, "I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bars nor gates." All right, talking about America, Babylon the Great. You see, so this place is going to be taken, all right, by these other nations. You see, and and some of the ways that they can do it, is through the sleeper cell thing. You see, so I don't want to Zaza, but now your pod, Lord's will. That was a beautiful edification through the Spirit. Wow, I don't want to Zah. A thumb, Yash, I rob to Wab, Lord's will. You all have a good evening. Hey,